Honestly, that's just the cure for everything. Hi friends, it is Johnny back with another video, and today it is time for another story time. Happy New Year! Welcome to 2023. Hopefully it's already going well for you. Maybe it's not, maybe it is, who knows, but hopefully it is. You know, when I think about New Year's, I think about the whole, New Year, New Me thing, you know? And when I think about New Year, New Me, I think about health and stuff like that. And when I think about health and stuff like that, I can't help but think about how clumsy I am. And when I think about how clumsy I am, I think about all the injuries and being sick and just the clumsiness of it all throughout the years, and how many times I was in the infirmary / nurse's office. Now, let me ask y'all a question, right? Let me just throw this out there. What was your nurse in school like? And if you're still in school, what is your nurse like? Because, you know, throughout the years I went through different schools, and so I dealt with different nurses and infirmaries. Now, my kindergarten through 8th grade school, the nurse was terrible, was god-awful. Very apt considering it was a Catholic school that he was god-awful, but either way, he was terrible. This man believed everything could be cured with water. Don't get me wrong, I love me some water. But it's not the cure for everything. Hell, my doctor tells me I need to drink a little less water, okay? This man, you would go to him for literally everything, and he'd tell you to drink water. I had the flu, drink water. I had strep throat, 1 year 27 times, drink water. That didn't help. They had to remove my tonsils. They literally had to remove my tonsils and my adenoids. Water didn't help. Also, how did he expect us to drink water? They didn't allow us to go to the water fountain. Again, this is a Catholic school. It was incredibly strict. It was you were lucky if you were allowed to drink water 1 time a day. And no, that's not exaggerating. That's literally, the teachers didn't let you use the bathroom, okay? If you didn't go during lunch, you don't get to go through the day. This was a rule that they gave you from kindergarten and pre-K. And do you really think kindergarten and pre-K kids can hold their bladder that long? You know how many accidents happen in that school? But I digress. It's not about the school. It's a little about the school, but it's not about the school. So, this man thought the end-all, be-all cure for everything was water. Again, told me to drink water. I was in that office basically every week with strep throat. Got my tonsils removed and everything because it was that bad. And his cure every time was drink water. I sprained my ankle. He told me to drink water. I sprained my finger. Told me to drink water. This was an injury. We were playing basketball. My finger went all the way back. Told me to drink water. Don't know what that's gonna do, but that was the cure. A friend of mine fell down a flight of stairs and got gouged by scissors because someone in the school decided to stick scissors through the gate. Because in the stairwells, there was one wall that was a wall and the other wall was a gate. So you can look down at the next level of stairs and see how high you were. You know, one of those. So someone had stuck the scissors in there. My friend fell and unfortunately fell on the scissors, so his arm just had a huge gash in it. So he gets rushed to the nurse, and this man truly tells my friend, looking at my friend profusely bleeding, to drink water.
No, you idiot!
Now, if you watch my other story time about my nosebleeds and stuff, I always had really bad nosebleeds, so I've gone in there a few times myself for bleeding, and he told me to drink water. What is that gonna do? Then he tells me to put my head back. My doctors informed me not to put my head back. Yeah, putting your head back works for a normal nosebleed, but when you have hemorrhagic nosebleeds, you can literally drown in your own blood.
You in danger, girl.
That is probably the most metal way to die. But yeah, no, he kept trying to literally would grab my head and try to tilt me. I'm I can't do that. My doctor said no. And if I'm being honest, I'm gonna listen to an actual doctor over a nurse in a school that just tells me to drink water.
I said what I said.
My freshman year in high school wasn't any better. Nurse in that school was the same thing. She was just drink water, it'll be okay. Drink water, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it. If you drink water, maybe rest your eyes for a few minutes. That was another one of her things. Rest your eyes for a few minutes.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Those teachers did not allow you to rest your eyes for a few minutes. That was a Catholic high school. I was in AP classes. I took Latin, okay? Do you really think they allowed us to rest our eyes for a few minutes? If they saw that, they would have given us a detention. Hell, a teacher tried to give me detention for being a few minutes late because I was in the nurse's office. I had a letter from the nurse, and this man looked at it and said, "So what?"
That makes me feel sad. I'm sad.
I feel like they need to train these nurses a little better, and like the nurses need to like walk around the school and see what is being allowed in the school, because clearly drinking water is not allowed. Clearly resting your eyes for a few minutes isn't allowed. Okay, so I want to know your experience with your nurses. My next school, because I left that school after freshman year, I went to a public school from my sophomore to my senior year, and that school didn't have a nurse's office. It had an infirmary. Now, let me tell you the difference between the Catholic school's reaction to you being injured versus the public school's reaction to you being injured. At least in my experience. It could be very different in other places. But in the two Catholic schools I went to, they were like, "Oh no.
What happened?
He broke his leg. Oh no. Drink water, walk it off, get back to class." Meanwhile, in the public school I went to, it was more along the lines of, "My baby!" You know, so they cared. They cared a lot more than the other schools did. Like the other schools, their concern went as far as, "Are you going to sue us?" Because it was all about to them, you know? They did literally everything to make you pay. Down to being allowed out of your uniform one day a month if you give them money. Meanwhile, in the public school, they didn't care about the money because you weren't paying them. They were just like, "Oh my god, are you okay? Or do you need time? Come to the office, relax, sit here, take care of yourself. We'll talk to your teacher for you." Like, in the Catholic school, they didn't communicate with each other at all. Again, the teacher looked at the nurse's note and said, "So what?" and still tried to give me a detention. In public school, they had a whole ass infirmary, okay? These people weren't nurses. They had nurses, yes, but the people you saw were actual doctors. So they knew what they were doing, they knew how to deal with things. They may not have had, you know, all the equipment that was necessary. That's why they had to use my belt that time. If you don't know that one, go back to the story time of me defying gravity in school. That's what I'm talking about here. But yeah, no, they had a whole infirmary, whereas in the other two schools, they essentially had closets with people sitting in them, doing nothing all day until somebody came in, and then they would look you up and down and be like, "Drink water or rest your eyes."
I'm in danger!
Again, things you couldn't do. One time I tried to follow his instruction and drink water on my way back to class. I had 103 fever. 103. That was because of strep throat. But nonetheless, I tried to follow his instruction. I went to go drink water on my way back to class, and I got yelled at by a teacher because I didn't have permission to drink water, even though the nurse told me to. Private school, what can I say? And that's why I still have friends that I talk to from these schools, and we're like, honestly, Catholic school's a lot like war, in the sense that you'll never fully understand it unless you've been there yourself. But yes, please inform me how your nurse's office is or was in school. Did you have an infirmary? Did you just have a nurse's shoebox in the corner that you had to like knock 3 times on a wall for it to manifest because it wasn't there before? Let me know. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I really enjoyed making it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and bing bong the thing down below to be alerted when I make a new video. And until next time, maybe go check out some of my other stuff. I have some story times, fever dreams, Florida Man, randomness, and some Let's Plays. And until next time,